special wood to stoke special fire in the hopes of crafting a special whiskey. Shizuoka Distillery claims it's the only whiskey still in the world heated with a wood fire underneath, using fragrant Japanese cedar, often used in aromatherapy and the country's onsen baths. It's a distinction they hope sets them apart from a groundswell of independent craft whiskey makers in Japan and a global frenzy to buy their bottles. Shizuoka founder Taiko Nakamura was inspired to tap into the industry in 2016 after a trip to Scotland.
When I saw an actual distillery for the first time, I was impressed by how amazing it was. I could see that this small distillery in the mountainous countryside was selling whiskey globally, and I thought that I would also like to make my own whiskey and sell it around the world.
It wasn't always like this. 2023 marks a century since today's leading distillery, Yamazaki, was opened by Japan beverage giant Suntory. It had long been seen as an inferior copy of Scotch. Then in the 2000s, Japanese labels began to sweep whiskey awards, and a scramble to snap up bottles eventually drank the supply of Japanese whiskey dry around 2015. That shortage has sent prices skyrocketing. It has also seen new entries to the arena, like Shizuoka. They are one of more than 100 licensed distilleries the country has, a number that has doubled in a decade, and they appear to be transforming the industry. On a recent night in Tokyo, Bar Shinkai had a wide range of brands on the shelf. Hiroyuki Shinkai, who runs 3 of the bar's locations, says nowadays he sees people looking beyond the big players.
Everyone knows the major whiskey brands like Suntory and Nikka, and of course there are a lot of customers drinking them. But we're making a big effort to offer a large selection of whiskeys from craft distilleries, like Chichibu, Akeshi, Shizuoka, Kanosuke, and others, those that started around 2016.
Meanwhile, Suntory has poured $67 million into upgrading its distilleries, including its Yamazaki site. Chief blender Shinji Fukuyo told Reuters he welcomes the new breed of Japanese distillers, and that Suntory is willing to give advice to the startups, quote, as long as it contributes to maintaining and improving the quality of Japanese whiskey as a whole.